I am sorry to hear that you have become a victim of character assassination in the office. You said that someone among your executive managers told the executive management team that he had information that you had slept with a lot of the girls in the company when you have done no such thing. You said because of this man's report, management passed you by for promotion. Well, my dear nephew, you did not have to say it for me to know that you are devastated by it. A line in your letter keeps playing in my mind. You wrote, quote, "It would have been easier to take it if I had lost the promotion because of performance or because the other person was better. But to miss promotion based on falsehood, that is very difficult to take." End of quote. My dear nephew, I know you remember your uncle Bernard, who used to play for Accra House of Folk and for the Black Stars, because I know that he was one of your idols. Well, I don't know if he ever told you his story, but let me tell you what happened to him at Tunisia 94. Bernard, who was playing for Accra House of Folk, had featured as an overlapping defender in all the qualifying and trial matches for the Black Stars towards the African Cup tournament in Tunisia in 1994. He was in top form and was one of the outstanding players in the team. Playing for the Black Stars had been his dream, and he was happy to be representing Ghana at the tournament. And he was physically and emotionally prepared for a great tournament. Then the day before Ghana's opening match, one of the Black Stars management team members came to him and said, "Bernard, you are the only player in the squad who has played every single match for qualifying and for up to the trial matches. You must be tired, aren't you?" Bernard said, "It has been hectic, but this is what we all worked hard for, and so I'm ready and looking forward to a great tournament." The next day, when the team sheet was released, Bernard's name was not on the list. He was devastated. He was the only player who had played every match leading up to the tournament. Why had he been left off the team? As he was struggling with his being left out of the team, a second member of the Black Stars management team came to him and said, "Bernard, why have you let us down so badly?" Bernard asked him, "Let you down? How have I let you down?" The man said, "At our management meeting this morning, Mr. So-and-so," and he mentioned the name of the man who had come to speak with Bernard the day before. "Mr. So-and-so told us that you went to him to complain that you have been overused and that you are too tired to play in the opening match." Bernard was shocked. It was a blatant lie, but it cost Bernard his starting place in the Black Stars' first match at the tournament. This was a man he trusted and respected. Why would he lie about him? My dear nephew, we all assume that big men do not and will not lie. But the reality is that big men lie, often against people who are too small for them to lie about, or in matters that they have no need to lie about. The Black Stars management team member who cost Bernard his place in Tunisia 94 with a lie was a big man, and Bernard was nowhere near how important that man was. But the man used his position to lie about Bernard and cost him his dream. The executive management member who lied about you and cost you your promotion is way above you, and yet look at what he has done to you. My dear nephew, it does not pay to ask why the man did what he did to you. Such is life. He's lied about you. He should not have done it, but he's done it, and it has cost you your promotion. Why he did it is not important. Remember the lesson I have already taught you about life. It does not matter what happens to you. What matters is how you handle or deal with what happens to you. Don't let this make you cynical about life. Don't hold a grudge against this man, and don't change your attitude to work. Continue to give 100% to your company and trust that another opportunity will come that no one can rob you of. And as you deal with the pain this man has caused you, promise yourself that you will never use your position to harm anyone or keep anyone down. Promise yourself that you will not lie to destroy anyone, because even though you may get away with it, you will not be blessed for doing that. And never swallow the things big men say without questioning and cross-checking it. The truth is that a lot of big men, and by big men I mean important people in our society, have two faces. There is a face they show the world, and that face is kind, gentle, and decent. And then there's a face they show in private, and that face can be ruthless and vicious. It does not make the big man evil, it only makes him human. People don't become angels just because they have become big men or important in society. So, how do you protect yourself from the humanness of the movers and shakers in our society? Well, don't give anyone blind loyalty, but don't be cynical. But at the same time, don't sacrifice your values and principles for anyone, no matter how important that person may be. Always remember that you owe it to yourself not to be deceived or misled by anyone. And when you become a victim, don't give up hope. Evil does not win. Your promotion may have been delayed, but if you keep doing good work, your promotion cannot be withheld forever. So, my dear nephew, keep your spirits up. And remember, in all things, God works for the good of those who love him. Your uncle in your corner, Uncle Ebo White.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ebo. I love the part where you said it's not about what happens to you, but how
it doesn't.
You respond.
Life can throw anything at you, but that does not matter.
Your response.
Because you see, the things you will not be held to account for things you can't control. You'll be held to account for what you can control.
Exactly.
So, for instance, if someone insults you, you couldn't control the words coming from that person's mouth. But you can control how you react to the insult that has been thrown at you. That is within your control.
I recently had a conversation with an abusive husband who kept telling me, but what she did and what she did. And I was like, boss, as soon as you hit her, you immediately removed the conversation. You moved the conversation from anything she may have done.
Level altogether. Yes,
exactly.
It's a very different issue.
Yeah. So, I mean, you may have been justified when you were angry. You may have been justified even when you spoke back to her. Even with that, you may be abusing her emotionally. But as soon as you hit her, it becomes your response.
Even speaking back to her, and I pity men who try to match their wives with their words. You will lose. You will lose.
Okay, that's good advice for us.
No, you will lose.
That's good advice for us.
As soon as it gets into the realm of vocal and verbal, please put your hands up. Please put your hands up, because you have no idea what you are getting into.
Okay, Uncle.
It's an uneven field.
Uncle, thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
This morning.
It's interesting. You started advising husbands.
Oh, it's a matter of law. It's a matter of law and criminality. If you hit someone, it's abuse. That's all.
No, I'm just noting that it's interesting that you started advising husbands.
I won't comment. I will not be drawn into this. Uncle, thank you very much. I have a good. Oh, but Uncle, we are mourning Prof. Kwabena Nketia, who gave us.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I wanted to.
I
will pay a tribute. I will dedicate a whole presentation to him, because he's been an inspiration to me personally. I've been his friend, and that of his family. I became his friend through his daughter, Akosua.
Oh, okay.
Professor Akosua Pebi. But that is a man. I was at his book launch when he was 90. He had just published a new book.
When he was 90?
90. And it was interesting watching him. It was interesting watching this man, at that age, and realizing he was still sharp up there, and they don't make people like him anymore. So,
like a classic,
Auntie Akosua and the whole family, my condolences to you. But I will be honoring his memory with a presentation, a whole presentation.
I can't wait to hear it. Thank you very much, Uncle, for this morning. You're still live on the Super Morning Show. Enjoy 99.7 FM.